Guys, I'm honored to introduce our next speaker. If you're involved in the pro-life movement, she needs no introduction. Abby Johnson worked for 8 years at Planned Parenthood in Texas. Part-time, she was actually a director of a Planned Parenthood clinic. She had a massive conversion experience by the grace of God in 2009, and she started a ministry called And Then There Were None that help abortion clinic workers leave that industry and work for a culture of life. Give it up real loud for Abby Johnson.
Well, I am from Texas, so howdy! Howdy! All right, it is so good to be here with all of you today. And I guess I should say, hello, Pro-Life Colorado. That was the weakest yell I've ever heard in my entire life. Hello, Pro-Life Colorado! Well, as you can see, sort of, I am pregnant. I didn't just have too much breakfast. Let's see. We have, my husband Doug is at home with our kids. We have 5 kids. We have, just wait. We have a daughter who's 10. And we have 4 boys who are 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Wow.
And I'm pregnant with twin girls. So I tell people when we became Catholic, we couldn't stop breeding. So we are serious when we say we are open to life. Actually, funny story, 2 years ago, this weekend, 2 years ago, I was in Chicago for their March for Life, and there were some protesters there, and they were saying, oh, how many kids have you adopted? They were using that same old line. And so I stood up on stage. It made me so mad. I stood up on stage and I said, if there's ever a child that needs a home, you just call me, and I will take that child. And a month and a half later, we had adopted a son. So, we're serious about it, guys. We're serious. Anyway, I am so glad to be with all of you here. And, and just to talk about life, I had a little note here about talking about suffering, but the Archbishop totally stole that from me. So, thanks a lot. Anyway, I just want to talk to you about the culture of life that we're living in today and the times that we're living in today. As most of you know, I worked for Planned Parenthood for 8 years. I was a clinic director at one of their largest affiliates in the country in Texas, and left in 2009 after witnessing a live ultrasound-guided abortion procedure in which a 13-week-old baby lost his life at the hands of the abortion doctor. And I knew then several things. I knew that I had unfortunately been a part of an abortion scheme. A scheme that sells women abortions, that tells women that they are not strong enough to handle motherhood, that they are not strong enough to handle the uniquely feminine obstacles that are put in front of us sometimes. And I knew then that I had to leave. And it was because of people who had lovingly stood outside of my abortion clinic for 8 years. It was because of those people that I am standing in front of you today. It was because of their faithful presence. It was because of their perseverance. It was because of their determination. And so my question to you today, as we stand here and we proclaim life over your state and over this country, what are you doing to end abortion? What are you doing to change the culture in today's society? Because let me just be very honest with you. My goal, we can talk about all, politics and whatever, and I'm all for that. But my goal is not simply to make abortion illegal. If that is our goal, it is short-sighted. My goal is to make abortion unthinkable. So that a woman never even considers darkening the door of a place that will take the life of her unborn human child. That is my goal, so that they will walk into places like Marisol Health and be able to receive full comprehensive care for all of their needs. So that women will look at Planned Parenthood and other organizations like them and go, why in the world would I go there when I can go here and get all of my needs taken care of? That's my goal, to make abortion unthinkable. But that will only happen if we are all 100% committed to this battle. You know, I was thinking the other day and talking to a group of people, and I was thinking about, you know, what would happen? I mean, I know you guys have some crazy laws here. Let's not pretend that you don't. I smelled all the pot downtown. Okay. But let's think about this. If a physician came in to Denver and they advertised that they were going to begin euthanizing toddlers 4 years of age and younger, what would we do? I mean, I believe they wouldn't even be allowed to open. Because I think there would be thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of people doing everything that they could to protect these innocent lives. Yet every single day across this country and every single day in your state, there are facilities open that are taking the lives of children, 3,000 a day. And yet you will be hard-pressed to drive by an abortion facility and see more than one or two people standing out there in prayer. There is a lack of urgency in our movement. And let me tell you something. There wouldn't be if you truly understood the corruption and the amount of death and the things that take place in the abortion industry. Guys, it is not enough to stand here. You will hear lots of great speeches and you will feel all riled up and you'll say, I'm going to do everything I can to end abortion, and next week you're going to go back to your lives and it's not going to be a priority to you anymore. Friends, I believe that abortion has escalated to the point that it is in this country because of our silence. Because we have not done enough. Because we have said that we are too busy. Because we have not made saving children a priority for us. We must change this culture. But it will take every single one of us to do it. Every single one of you. I can't do it on my own. And you can't do it on your own, but collectively, combined, we can end this atrocity. We can make abortion unthinkable in this country and in this state. Amen?
Amen.
So we have to do it. We have to figure out what we're going to do. And so today, I want you to really discern how you are going to take your pro-life values and work them out every single day in your lives. I'm so glad you're here, but this isn't enough. We have to do more. I mean, good for you for being here. I'm glad you're here. But this is just the beginning, my friends. We need, one of my friends, David B. Wright, he says that every day that an abortion facility is open and there are not people standing on that sidewalk in protest and offering help, that clinic should have a big sign on their door that says this facility is open with the permission of the Christian church. You better get out there in front of those clinics. You better get involved in your legislature. You better get involved in your pregnancy resource centers, in centers, life-affirming medical centers like Marisol. We better do more. Can we do more?
Yes.
Can you be committed to do everything you possibly can for the defense of life?
Yes.
Really? Can you do it?
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, I know there's a lot of Catholics here.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for the non-Catholics that are here. So let me tell you something. Abortion is not simply a Catholic issue. Abortion is not a Protestant issue. It is truly not simply a religious issue. Abortion is a human rights issue. And that involves every single one of us that are here. I'm thankful to do the work that I do, and I've seen amazing things happen when people go out to abortion facilities to pray and to peacefully witness to people. In fact, I want to share a statistic with you that some of you may have heard me say before, but the last year that I worked at Planned Parenthood, I went to the Planned Parenthood National Conference, and I went into a breakout session that was titled Anti-Choice Harassment. That's us. And I remember that they were talking about how they had collected some data, and what they had found was on days where they were performing abortions, they had looked at the amount of women who had appointments and simply didn't show up. Okay, so that was called their no-show rate. And they looked at that and they compared it. They said, okay, what is our no-show rate when there are people praying outside of our facilities or harassing people? And what is the no-show rate when they're not there? Guys, I want you to hear this. They found that there was up to a 75% no-show rate when people are outside of those facilities praying.
Wow.
75. So does it matter?
Yeah.
Does it matter if you're out there? Yeah, you better believe that it matters. 75%, just you showing up, not saying a word, just standing there in prayer. I was at this rally one time, and it was just a prayer rally. We weren't like speaking or anything like that. And this woman walked up to me and she said, is this all we're gonna do? I mean, are we just gonna stand here and pray? And I said, yes. All we're gonna do today is stand here and pray and invoke the power of the Holy Spirit to come down and convict these women to choose life. That's all we're doing here today. Your prayers matter. Your prayers make a difference. Your prayers are one of the reasons that I'm standing in front of you today. It matters. And why does that matter? Why does it go up to 75%? Well, it makes sense, right? Because we are standing outside and we are showing them that there is something morally objectionable to the decision that they're going to make. Have you ever been to the dentist and had somebody stand outside and be like, don't fill your cavity? No, right? Like, please go to the dentist, okay? Like, there's nothing morally objectionable about that. So our presence there, I believe that it is an outward sign of their inward conscience. These women, they are looking for a sign of hope, a sign of life. You can be that sign for them. You can be the reason that they say yes, that they choose life. And you know, I've also been amazed at the power that sidewalk advocates have on those who work in the abortion industry. 4 years ago, I started an organization called And Then There Were None, here on my jacket. And we wanted to reach into abortion clinics and help abortion clinic workers leave and find hope and find healing and find life-affirming employment. And we didn't think it would be that successful because it's sort of a hard sell, you know? But in the past 4 years, we've had 330 abortion clinic workers leave the industry and find hope. And that 330, in addition to that, we have also helped 7 full-time abortion doctors leave their jobs and now stand up and defend life. And so we are not just here because we are pro-life for children. We are here because we are pro-life for all life. Yes. Because we believe that all lives do truly matter. And, you know, I know that it's sometimes easy to get discouraged. We see Planned Parenthood and other abortion facilities in the news, and we think, oh my gosh, we're never going to win. Because they've got, you know, Bill Clinton and Bill Gates and, you know, stacks of bills. But I'm here to proclaim today that it does not matter who they have on their side, and friends, it really doesn't matter how much money they have. Because we have the #1 advocate on our side, and that is Jesus Christ. Amen. And we will work and fight and win this battle. Thank you all so much, and God bless you.